Hello and welcome to The Human Now, where we are discussing ideas around what it means to be in this state of time. My name is Akash, and today I'm joined by Minesh, Krishma, and Perry. How's everyone?
Good.
Yeah. Why are you laughing?
No reason.
Alright, we'll just get straight into it. So today we want to discuss what the human now is, or what does it mean to be human now. So I can give a little bit of a back story from where this sort of originated for me, or why I came into asking what does it mean to be human now, and then I think it'd be cool to get your feedback on what it means to you guys. So for me, the human now, I was kind of just like thinking about just one day. It was at a time where I was just like, what does it mean to be? Like, what does it mean to exist? There was like just so many questions going through my head, and so then I funneled it all the way down to just existence, or like, what does it mean to be human? We are this being, this creation. We're trying to learn and understand everything else, but like, do we even know about ourselves? Or like, you know how like they say you only use like 5% of your brain? It was kind of along the lines of that. So like, we are this complex but real simple just entity or being, you know, like even talking in like the spiritual or even just like the motivational or inspirational realm, like the human and the potential of a human being, you know, like if you think about like Sir Edmund Hillary, how he climbed Everest, or even being able to go to the moon, create the car, just things like that, you know, like what allows someone to do that, or being able to go to that potential. I was just questioning all of these things, and so for me it was like, okay, so then what does it mean to be human? And that's kind of where this whole thing came about in the human now. And so I was like, okay, so we're human, and we're also living in the present day. So what does that mean then as well? If the world's always changing, what does it mean to be now for us living in this state of time? Sweet. So you guys want to start?
I think you should start.
I
think you should start.
Okay, so for me, like I explained, for me, what does it mean to be human is, my thinking is, like I said, we are this being with such a huge potential. Like I said, we're being able to go to the moon, like from just like living on the earth, you know, even just thinking about going there and then allowing ourselves to get to that potential. Things like when you hear mothers having the ability to like lift up a car to get their baby, you know, like that's like huge potential. But then also just understanding the human in terms of what it means to feel or express or just be, you know, being able to have that emotion or just that realness, you know, or just it's like the whole thing for me. Like, what does it just mean to be? And then for me, what does it mean to be now is, like I said, just the change in time, understanding what time is, and yeah, what does it mean to be like present in the moment? And so for me, what does it mean to be human now? For me would be probably just that it's a moment of time or thinking where it's like that mindfulness in being able to, or that moment where you choose this, like, right, you could say right or wrong, but there is no right or wrong, or like happy or sad. It's like right in the middle of that, in that moment of time, for me, is the human now, where we are human, and yeah, that moment.
Cool. Does it change for you from time to time?
Yeah.
Like how?
I think it depends on my environment or what I'm thinking about. Like, right now for me, what I explained is just because we're like here. And I think depending on the context and the situation, it completely changes to something else, which is why I think like there isn't any one answer, and it's so broad. and depending on the context or environment or situation, it's going to change. Which is why I think it's also something I'd like, or the reason why we're doing this as well, is just to talk about and go into all these other different avenues to get an understanding of this huge and bigger picture.
Cool.
Yeah. You guys? What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be now, and what does it mean to be human now?
For me, what it means to be human is to be unapologetically yourself.
Yeah.
So you don't have to ever have to think about being someone else, and you're just so you, just you. And then being now is just like you said, just being present in the moment of time.
Yeah.
And then the human now for me is that you're like so present in time that you come across as just you. No time to think about
Authenticity.
Yeah, no time to think about being someone else.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice and quick.
Very nice. She got it done now.
Minesh?
I find it a hard question to answer because
All right, thank you.
because like you said, first of all, I think it changes
Yeah.
quite easily, and it does change, and I think I'm still trying to figure out like
For sure.
what it is, what does it mean to be human, and like every day, well, not every day, but there's often changes or situations and things like that
Yep.
can question it, that can make you rethink certain things, make you change your beliefs, or make you go in a different direction or whatever, for good, for better, or for worse.
He's getting ready for
Yeah.
his wedding. Minesh is getting married soon.
practicing the vows. I think for me, what does it mean to be human? To answer that question, like, I sort of look at what is it that I want to do, what is it that I'm trying to, what I'm not good at, and what I'm probably focusing to work on is living up to my potential.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that there's countless areas in my life where I don't think I'm living up to my potential, and there's certain areas where I just sort of think, okay, I need to push myself to
Yep.
keep living up to my potential. So that's, I think, something that I think is a huge part of being human.
Yep.
What it means to be now is living in the present. Like again, it's probably something I'm not very good at, and that's why it's important for me to like answer that question is living in the present. It's not what's happened in the past, what's stressing about what's happening in the future. It's do you now, and I think that's what to be human now is live up to your potential now. It's not live up to your potential in 5 years time when you've done XYZ or whatever. It's do your best now, and like you said, if it changes in different scenarios and different environments and work, school, relationships, whatever, again, live up to your potential in all those different areas.
Yep.
Cool. For me, I didn't pull my phone out to be rude. I was just trying to find a number. But for me,
Whose number? Carry on, sorry.
He said, "Whose number?"
What?
honestly, we're trying to do something seriously for once, Minesh.
Okay, coming from you.
For me, again, it changes, and I would say for me, it's like almost it can change daily.
Yeah.
If you had asked me this morning, it may have been different, but right now, sitting in this room, if you ask me what it is to be human, I'd say it's about opportunity.
Yeah.
Or not opportunity, but like grabbing all opportunity with both hands. And that like starts from, I know Gary V talks about the odds of you being born is like 400 trillion to 1 or something like that.
Yep.
Right? And so like that's the first opportunity you take to like, yep, you know.
We've won the race, basically.
Right? And then it's just about going
Too graphic.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Like I didn't say what was in my head.
I'm glad.
I'll tell you after. Seeing as you're getting married.
Thank you.
You know, it's just about like all opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we've had this opportunity to start this podcast. I'm going to make sure I grab both hands and do it to the best of my ability.
Yep.
And it's about everything. Any opportunity that is put out there, I feel like we must grab it. And that's like, we can talk physically, we can talk emotionally, and even spiritually as well. Like
Yeah.
we're all given the same opportunities. And so it's just a matter of how well you grab them and sort of go for them and execute and all that sort of thing. And then for now is I've got a tattoo that says now on my hand. Was not inspired by this, but I was just thinking about it now. Like Human Now was around then, but like this wasn't a part of it, and it sort of just like very magically came together. But it's just about being present.
Yep.
And so then to be human now was to basically do now. So do now, to feel now, to be now, express now, do whatever you can now to make whatever it is that you need to make happen.
Yeah.
Opportunities.
Sweet. Cool.
Cool.
Anyone else got anything else they want to talk about, or any questions, anything like that?
Nah.
Cool.
So going forward, we're just going to be
Yeah.
talking about random stuff in terms of just
So
personal development and all that sort of stuff.
yeah, different topics that would, like we said, relate to the human and the now. So that covers, like we said, things like inspiration, motivation, personal development,
Relationships.
technology, just current affairs, whatever, just everything and anything that entails the human and what happens in our life and the
In the
now.
world, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Exciting. I'm excited. It's
Yeah.
going to be cool. Are you excited, Manish?
Very excited.
You sound it.
And like we mentioned as well in the last podcast, we want, for the people who are watching and whoever's listening, this isn't just like us talking and people listening, but it's about the conversation or the movement that we're creating as well.
And we want to build a community around this.
Yeah.
The whole human now idea and movement, and we'd love to have anyone who would like to be a part of it
For sure.
in one of these chairs, preferably Minish's. And yeah, we just want you guys to be involved.
And so to do that, if you've got any questions or any ideas of what you think we could talk about, or like Perry said, if you want to get involved and come onto the panel, then you can get in contact with us at info@thehumannow.co.nz.
Nailed it.
Yeah, man. Second one. We're on it.
Also, tell us what we're doing right, and tell us what we're any criticism, constructive would be best. Try not to attack Minish personally. He's a bit sensitive.
These guys do it enough.
But yeah, just anything, just let us know, and we will take it all on board.
Yeah, I think we've covered that end. And so we can close out. We'd also like to just thank Ortex for helping us out with the board that's behind us that kind of helps to improve the quality of sound that we've got in here. Again, you can find us on the podcast on such platforms as Spotify, Apple Podcast, or even Anchor, and we're also on YouTube for people who would like to watch, and then also on Instagram, Facebook, other social media platforms like that as well. All the links, handles are all below. I think we're good.
Cool.
Sweet. Thanks for coming along. Thanks to everyone who's listening and tuning in. Until next time, be human, be now.